that when they did it in 2016, they acted on behalf of the people. In 2019, they acted against the people.
So, I mean, there are a lot of people who are asking a lot of questions with regards to the coalition argument. There are some who say, well, if Barrow, for instance, honors his agreement, resigns, then what becomes of the rest of the government? I suppose this has to do with Barrow and not applicable to the rest of the government. It's not like the cabinet will be dissolved. Of course, obviously, if a new president comes in, have to decide who to appoint.
In fact, this is why, to make it easy for him, we said amend the constitution, section 46, so that it will empower him. He doesn't need to resign. He needs to be sitting president, able to call for presidential elections,
oversee
it himself. That will be able to enable him to fulfill and implement the agreement in full, because he will be a sitting president who will be the impartial arbiter, who will not participate in it, will not favor any over another, and then whoever emerges as the winner, that's the end. Maybe we can have the current one say within 3 months, the transition can happen between the handing over can happen. He will then have 3 months from September. That 3 months takes us to when? December. December, the new president takes office. We have a new future. The coalition manifesto only has 3 years in it. What happened in the 4th and 5 years? Barrow will just be sitting, eating, traveling, and doing whatever he wants to do, and that is not in the best interest of our people. That is what we are telling him. So let him heed to the call of his people. They have listened to him when he called on them in 2016. It's time for him to listen to them. That's what we are trying to tell him.
Of course, as the coalition envisaged, I suppose your movement too does. I mean, for the parliament, their mandate continues.
Yes. So, if we amend the constitution, parliament can continue, but the presidency changes. When President Barrow became a president, there was a different parliament there. Parliamentary elections can happen every 5 years. Presidency can start from December every 5 years. They don't have to be together. The reason why we don't want them to be together is because there have been a lot of, you see, there are people going there. People of Banjul are coming, you see. There is a huge number of people from Banjul, Badibu, and all those people coming. I cannot see any message being this loud. Everyone who is here today should be able to tell President Barrow, you must hear your people. You must listen. Forget about the cronies around him at State House. Be very careful of them. Because when the people are holding him accountable, they will all run, dissipate into the air like a thin air. Like Jammeh said, since when did the green grass is turned yellow? I didn't know. That's what Barrow is going to face if he doesn't listen. You see, he was reminded by Sirif Kijera when they were opening the TRRC in October, is it October 2018? And he said, President Barrow, there is life after presidency. We will tell him that life is full of grace or full of disgrace, all depending on the choices that he makes. Terrible leaders of history have taught us one lesson, that they made bad decisions, and those bad decisions were inspired by their aspirations to perpetuate rather than to relinquish. If Barrow should relinquish, he would have the grace and honor and the dignity of his people. If he should continue, he would lack the respect, the credibility, and there will be even more defiance against him. And if he suppresses, he will find himself at the Hague. A people like this, there is no force Barrow has that can stop us from marching to Banjul. If we so desire, we will walk straight to State House and pull Adam Barrow out and take him out. But that is not our desire. What we desired is to do everything within the confines of the law. But we want him to honor the agreement. That is the honorable thing honorable people do. And we want him to be a honorable man. For goodness sake, we want a president who is honorable. Even if nothing else, we want a president who is honorable. Not a president who is depraved and abased, but a president full of integrity, honor, and dignity. That's what we want.
Thank you, Mr. Darboe.
Thank you so much.
That was Mr. Yakuba Darboe. He is one of the leaders of the 3 years jotna movement. is one of the leaders of the 3 years jotna movement. And as you've heard right from him, there are incredible number of people waiting here for a delegation to come from the president.